Is society really becoming that shallow? Now, look, I understand appearance and how you present yourself always mattered. It always mattered. Whether you're wearing a specific uniform to go to work or you're getting ready for an interview, it matters. It's normal for people to judge you based off of how you carry yourself, not your skin tone that's racist. But when it comes to treating people a certain way based off their attractiveness, based off of if you find them cute or ugly, that will never make sense to me. You know why? There's only so much you can do to change your facial features. It's literally almost nothing. If you're ugly for real, you can add little accessories, but that's about it. So what you're telling me is if you're ugly in society's eyes, you're just out of luck. You just got to take the L. Are you kidding me?
I am so happy that I was born and raised in the 90s because back then, if you wasn't that attractive, people will eventually stop looking at how you look and worry about how you make them feel.
That being said, there are a couple of key factors that make people become a shallow person. We have so much access to the majority of the world. Thanks to the World Wide Web, with a couple of thumb swipes up or to the left and right, you can see 100 people in 30 minutes, depending on how fast your thumb is.
In 2025, online dating is the most common way couples meet, with over 60% of new couples meeting through it.
This may sound crazy. I'm not a scientist, okay? I didn't go to school for this, but I don't think our brain was made to process that much or that amount of information. And I understand how crazy that sounds. So I went on Google and I typed in, is it possible to meet too many people? And Google said yes. Back then, we didn't see that many people. We seen our family in the morning. If we was young, you went to school. If you was older, you went to work. Yeah, you might have went to the clubs or to the movies on dates, and you went out of town and went to a different state. That's it. In that amount of people, you have enough time, since it's a small group, to get to know them. And now we can see a lifetime worth of people in 5 minutes. I'm not over exaggerating, I promise. And when you're overwhelmed with that much information, wouldn't it make sense to simplify things to make them easier to process? And although we have access to a lot of people, it's impossible to get to know all of them. What is it, 8 billion people in the world? We got to get rid of them people. We got to eliminate some people. It's time for process of elimination. It's time to be picky and point out permanent flaws. So what do people do? What is your zodiac sign? Oh, you're a Pisces? You're eliminated. What do you look like? Oh, I don't find you attractive. You're ugly in my eyes. You're eliminated. Not your skin tone that's racist. And I know it sounds harsh. It sounded bad when I said it. But if you pass those tests, then people will want to hear what you got to say. That's messed up, but it also makes sense.
So you're an attractive who accidentally dated an ugly person. What do you do? Where do you go from here?
This is why you're stuck dating ugly women.
Would you date an ugly man?
Would I date an ugly man? This is going to sound so shallow. I think if you meet them in a situation where you don't know what they look like, do you understand what I'm saying, though? Like, if it were to be like on some pen pal I fall in love with you that way, maybe you're attractive to me because I fell in love with your personality.
I don't care who you are, where you're from, what you do. We all have been treated poorly based off the way we look. I have plenty of stories that I don't want to tell, but I'm going to tell you, where it was me and a group of guys meeting up with a group of women, and I would not get a match. I'm sure it was because I was ugly. Or how about women would tell me to my face, I'm done dating attractive men, and then proceed to ask me on a date. What are you trying to say, ma'am? Attractiveness is subjective. There will always be people that find you cute, and then there will be people that think you're flat out ugly. And that concept alone drew me crazy because being unsure brings insecurity. So you want to know what I did? I woke up one morning and I decided to just assume that I'm ugly. Just forget it. I'm ugly. And assuming that I was ugly was the best decision I ever made because I stopped worrying about things I can't change, like the way I look, and I started focusing on things I can change, like being a good person. And now I'm proud to say I'm constantly trying to be the best version of myself. So if a lovely lady comes along and finds me attractive, that's a plus. You know what? You should try it. Assume that you are ugly. Get that weight off your shoulders. It changed my life. Maybe it will change yours. Hit the like button. Now, before we go any further, I understand pretty privilege does exist, okay? I would never deny that. I know it's a thing. But with society becoming more shallow, it negatively affects attractive people too. Yeah, I know. I did the research. I came across countless of videos of men and women talking about the pros, mostly the cons of being attractive in society's eyes.
There's not a lot of conversation about the disadvantages of being attractive. I had friends that cut me off out of the blue for literally no reason. I have friends that have told me to humble myself. It's gonna be hard to date.
Being attractive while being an introvert. Basically, this is like living life on hard mode.
Listen to me. This is the downside to pretty privilege that nobody wants to talk about, okay? Because when you're conventionally attractive, any act of kindness outside of yourself is viewed as flirting. Like, I could literally look at you and be like, I hope you have a great day. And that person's gonna think, oh yeah, time to shoot my...
You know, we stereotype attractive people. We assume that they're overconfident. They're full of themselves. They look down on people. We do. So you ain't never seen an attractive person was like, oh, here they come. What? And if you are attractive and people assume all those things about you, like you're overconfident and you look down on people, what is that going to do? Nothing good. It's going to put a big target on your back. You're going to be hated. People are going to constantly try to humble you. People are going to hate you without even knowing your name, just strictly off of appearance. That's super shallow. But here goes the sad part. There might be a lot of lonely, attractive people out there. Think about it. If they're getting hated by a lot of people, probably won't have any friends. And what do you do when you see an attractive person? You assume they're in a relationship. So they're probably single. Hopefully they got a pet or something. That's messed up. Now keep in mind, I understand my perspective might be different from yours. But from my personal experience, matter of fact, my personal experience probably don't matter because I've met unattractive people. Well, they was ugly to me. They was overconfident. They looked down on people. They was arrogant. They thought they was the stuff. And then I've met very beautiful women that were insecure. You see my point? This is not even, I shouldn't even have brought this up. Now, do I think society's becoming more shallow? I think people are way more shallow online. Because when you meet somebody in person, you get to see how they carry themselves. You can feel their energy. You can look at their body language. Online, you're going to go straight to process of elimination because it's so easy to swipe that thumb, whether it's TikTok or a dating app. We have to understand human interactions are always going to be more powerful than a picture or a short clip. So try not to judge a book by its cover.